synchronizing Aeons. You're tuned into the signal. Neon lights in a digital zone. Charts don't matter, we persist forever. No fear, no doubt, no sell-off mind. Aeons aware, we're ahead of time. From whispers on, chained to a global wave. Community strong, only the bold stay. Every update, every sign. We decode the now, we define the line. Aeons online, signal is live. SPX6900, we don't just survive. News, events, energy strong. Built by the people, forever long. Aeons online, lock it in. Latest moves, where legend begin. No charge, no fear, no end in sight. Persist forever, Aeons ignite. Persist forever. Aeons. This is Aeons Online. Your early stage.
Yo, welcome everybody to Aeons Online, episode 8. I'm your host, Jordan Riz. Veryhoodish is jumping in soon, my co-host, and we've got him on today. How you going, him?
What's up? I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself, Jordan?
Yeah, really well. We had a bit of a time change in US, and it's affected Australia. So
Daylight savings.
yeah. So because we get it twice, because we do daylight savings in Melbourne as well. And so because you guys do daylight savings, so there's like 2 different time changes between US.
You get it twice?
Well, we do it once, and you guys do it once. So it means you have to be just careful on the times when it changes. So yeah, Hoodish is just jumping in now, and I haven't seen 69 Cent. He's supposed to make an appearance. So hopefully, can you tell me your story? How did you find SPX?
So for me, it was very simple. So I, wanted to make quick money on crypto. That was as simple as I could put it. And then that led me to, downloading Coinbase, getting into it. And ironically enough, the first real day that I got into meme coins, which was not planned, was the day before the Trump coin launched. So I saw the potential that a lot of meme coins had to make money like that. I didn't know it was a mass distraction event at the time. I would learn that later. But all I saw in my eyes was oh my God, this is a way to make quick money and real money. All of a sudden, you go from just this is the Trump coin to getting hooked, having meme coins, being a trader. And I learned the hard way that really 99% of people fail. And not just, bless you, not just fail as in they lose $100, as in they lose 500, then 1,000, then 2,000, because you always think I'm going to make it back with the next one. I think Hoodish is here, by the way. Is he got the camera off?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
That's
Your
the
lovely
main
voice
thing.
is heard. Don't worry.
Awesome. I'm trying to fix up my camera.
You're good. Don't
That's all
worry
good. I'm sneezing. Hoodish, she's got no camera.
I'm eating Mandarin.
No, I'm loving the story, him. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, so eventually around a year ago, it was late February, I ran into this, if you could believe it, and it's still you could still search the CA. I could put it if you want. There was this project called the S&P 500 on Solana. And what it would do was it would reward you in meme coins. So you would, just for holding it, you would get GigaChad, Fartcoin, and I believe at first it was Dog with Hat. Eventually, as luck would have it, one of the airdrops was SPX. That was my introduction to it. I was holding the coin and I was airdropped SPX. And I, as you've known, I actually have quite a way of convincing people. I got a little bit of a peppy voice. So I went from just a community member in S&P 500 on Solana to being all the way at the team's top. And we tried everything possible to make it work. It did not work. It did not work at all. Funnily enough, though, it tanked around June, fully. It died around, because I remember, what's up, Hoodish? I remember it died when I was in Brooklyn, and that was around June. And funnily enough, if you recall, June and July was around when SPX hit an all-time high. And I remember during this entire time, when the tariffs happened, when I was marketing the product, all I could see on my timeline was this weird dude with long hair telling me to DCA SPX. And I dismissed him as a lunatic. I was like, this is like, it's like, I don't know, 30 cents, 20 cents. It's like, why would I even do this? Why would I do? All of a sudden, and I remember that day like it was yesterday, the day it hit an all-time high, where the entire crypto Twitter was like, is this actually going to happen? Is this lunatic actually going to be right? So that was my introduction to it. And then I delved deeper and I was like, okay, I'll bite. Let me see what this is all about. And that's when I realized it's not just about Murat. It's not just about Murat at all. It's really more of, if you want to call it this way, I realize there's a group of people who really don't seem like they're going to quit. Forget about it anytime soon. I think now you can say ever. Because now we're pretty much at the same baseline price. I know there's no chart, no price, but as last year. And if anything, there's more people now. There's more content being produced. There's more, actual things being added into the cognosphere, as it's so lovingly called. So for me, you want to summarize my story in 5 words. I used to trade. No, 6 words. A lot. There you go.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's awesome. Hoodish, thanks for joining us. You made it on.
Can't believe we got the times muddled up, mate.
Oh, don't worry. I've done this before. Like I said, I've done like 50, 60 live shows. One of them, I didn't realize the time had changed. And so I was like 20 minutes late starting the show and everyone's just like sitting there waiting there.
Oh, man.
Like, really confused.
I
like,
thought I was 40 minutes early, but
yeah, the worst thing for us is we're in Australia where it's like it's super early for us. Yeah. So like you generally if you got the time wrong, you're like asleep. So
yeah,
like
I'm an early riser, so we're all good.
It's rough. Like at least in US, you've got like time. You can sort of work it out. You usually
mine's 5 p.m. I'm chilling. I got no complaints. It was a great time.
Yeah, thanks for sharing your story, man. Really, really interesting. Very, very interesting insights there. And so you used to trade, and now you stopped trading and you believe in something.
That's actually the craziest part is I actually did stop trading. It's not even like a secret no. I used to spend hours on the computer. And by the way, let me emphasize, I used to be a bad trader. I was really good at marketing, but trading, I used to miss everything. I remember even things that I thought would run. Like, do you remember that video of the guy who used to wash his face in the morning at 4:30 a.m.? I think his like the morning routine. Yeah. Like the day that came out, I woke up at like 6 a.m. It was like sub 1 million. And I was like, yeah, whatever. By the time I wake up, it's at like 20 million. And it's like, it's that sort of thing where you still believe in your head. It's the timing. I just missed it. It's a losing strategy. It helps no one. And worst of all, it's only getting worse because it's even platformed off of crypto. Now we're off in prediction markets, which is the next big thing. And as you can see, the worst part is, at least with crypto, you're gambling on meme coins. Now you're gambling on people dying, on politicians being elected.
Yeah, it's weird.
It has a certain, because really the only person affected by me trading is myself. I'm losing my own money, but betting on somebody passing away it's dark, because at some point, where's the incentive where you're like, well, hold on, can't I make that event happen on my own? It's like it starts going into really dark territory. And I think that, if anything, highlights more the need for something like SPX far more, because the stop trading and believe in something, it has to go beyond crypto at this point, I think.
Man, I'm just excited for the price to be down because I want to buy lots of it. And Hoodish knows this. He knows I'm waiting. And yeah, you're right. Like the price is back to what it was last year. So is Bitcoin, right? Actually, Bitcoin's lower. I think Bitcoin's actually even lower.
Bitcoin's lower. Bitcoin, I think hit 77K this time last year.
That's a pretty good showing, right? Like SPX is slightly above what it was last year, and Bitcoin's actually slightly below what it was last year. Yeah, despite it being a meme coin, right? Every other meme coin's lower down than what it was. Like and yeah, we've got diamond hands now sitting at 80%, 80.5%, and last year I think this time we were at 65%. So we're up like 15% in diamond hands. We're up, maybe we've got an extra 100, 200 people or more daily posting, right? So basically all metrics are up. There's no metrics that are down pretty much. The holder count is up by like 60, 70,000. Which goes hand in hand with the diamond hands, so it makes sense. So all metrics are there for us. It's just a matter of the market turning around. It will always turn around because they're going to print more money and lower inflation. They just will. That has to be the next cycle. Do you study Raoul Paul? You know about him?
Is that for me or for Hoodish?
Him.
I have not. Tell me about it.
So Raoul Paul, he's like a macro investor. So he invests on basically he looks at how the whole economy works, and he has this theory of like the everything cycle. And if you look at like 2020, 2021, it was everything went up. Like stocks went up, crypto went up, gold went up, everything went up. It wasn't like one thing. So I believe he's right. It's like his theory is all about when liquidity comes in, then everything just moves up together pretty much. Obviously, some things will outperform other things, but that's sort of what we're waiting for right now. We're waiting for that liquidity to come in, and when it does, man, it's gonna be a hell of a ride.
Yeah, I guess look back at 2021. COVID was the catalyst for that. The question is, what now? Like what? Because this is something I've been wondering. Not even as a sort of like desperation, because honestly, it's like you said. Look, the lower the price of anything remains, SPX or otherwise, the more you get a chance to accumulate. But a global pandemic and all of the consequences of like lockdowns, whether people agreed with it or not. Again, I'm not going to get into it. All I'm saying is COVID was the catalyst for 2021. Do you two think anything about what would the catalyst for that to happen now be? We're 6 years past COVID at this point. I know it's weird to say. It was 2026. It's been 6 years since that happened. It was a global event. I think in order for everything to move up like it did back then, we would want, or not want, but we would probably expect to see something that affects everybody.
I think it's when Jerome Powell is out and the new Fed chair comes in, because Trump wants to lower rates to 1% or lower. So that's actually, I think, what kicked off COVID is they did lots of money printing and they lowered rates to almost 0%, right? It went really low. And so everyone was remortgaging and borrowing very cheap money. So I think that will probably be the catalyst for it this year, which I think happens in May, right? So it's only 2 months away. So
Yeah,
sometime sometime in May, Jerome Powell is out. He's finished his term, and then the new Fed chair comes in. And will they do it straight away? Will it be a month later? I don't know. So I'm thinking May, June time period. And if they do start like lowering rates really aggressively, that'll be a huge signal to risk on assets, right? Which is going to lead to crypto going crazy. And obviously the top tokens are going to take market share, which we know is our tiny tokens are going to go cray. So I feel like we've got two or 3 months left of accumulation time period. And I think the second half of the year, this year, will be what we wanted last year. What we thought, like what a lot of us thought was going to happen last year, I think it's going to happen second half of this year.
I think,
Hoodish, what do you think?
Stimulus check. So those tariff checks, if they're actually, if they get sorted, I think that's what'll kick it off. I think in COVID, I know Australia had like the COVID check. I don't know if the US had a similar thing, basically to stem the flow while people weren't working. But people who weren't working were still getting as much as people who were working in Australia. So I think something like that will be just a huge influx of like money. I think that would be the catalyst for the new bull market. I think the Jerome Powell stepping down is important too, because he's lost a lot of trust. And he's not a Trump guy. Despite what anyone thinks of Trump, he's still not a Trump guy, and Trump's in right now. So yeah, he's got to go. And the new guy is more crypto friendly. So yeah, those two things maybe. But also, I think if society starts losing faith in money system as well. So that happens if things stay on this trajectory and the world events continue getting like more and more cooked. Gas prices keep going up. Like these things here they'll start affecting people so much that they'll start not having faith in fiat. And when that happens, they're going to move over to crypto. And when that happens, they will find us because we're loud. So multiple things can happen in the back end of the year, but no one knows the time or whatever. So you just have to sit on your hands. You just have to accumulate. You just have to hold. Just have to believe in it, and lean on your community and stuff like this. Because as soon as you start like losing faith, you're out essentially. It's a faith-based asset. That's what it is.
But there's also a positive aspect to it. I mean, look, I was gone for a week and a half on vacation. I didn't have to check my wallet once. And Jordan mentioned it earlier. you talk about 80% of the community is diamond handed, which is up from like 65% of last year. And all of a sudden, you realize what the value, because look, I think the end goal for anybody should be, because it's gotten really bad, especially when you log on sites like Twitter, not because it's Twitter, because it's addictive, because there's always something happening. There's always something in front of your eyes, in front of the screen. And I realized when I logged off for a minute, not once was I worried, is someone going to sell on me? Is something, which is something I was locked in the first half of last year. And by locked in, I mean, like, I could not go a day without presenting and marketing the product, because I knew that if I missed a day, it was done. Like, it was just all going out of the way, every single piece of effort. And it's what happened. I remember me and my friend, who were really heavy on marketing the token, we stepped back for like a week. That was the week it died, because it all imploded. It relied on us, and you can't have something like that. Because, for example, if either of you two took a vacation next week, we'd miss some of your content, but the price would be fine. And I don't even want to make it, the community would be fine.
Yeah,
everything would stay the same, because truth be told, there's already a system in place where, like, this goes beyond just like, make sure you check, next week to see where it's at. No, nobody cares about that anymore. They've already got it in their head that we're in it for the long run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's a really good point. It sounds like you're in a very similar sort of tight community token like I was in, where there's only a few people that were pushing it, and when you stop pushing it, it just falls down. And
that's
so
the story of that. That's
I had the same. I had the exact same experience, man.
That's to me what got me to stop trading and get into SPX. It is the only meme so far where I can sit back and not do anything at a given period of time and rely on other people to not screw me over. Because that's just the thing. We've unfortunately reached a moment in time where, like, let's say a new meme was launched. It lasts now maximum like 12 to 24 hours. Even if it's like something viral, like the penguin, after 3 days, there's like 5 cats working, and that's it. And once they give up, it's over. And it happened to and the penguin was retweeted by the White House account, by Musk, by the president of the U.S. back in 2024. If the president had tweeted about a meme, it goes to 1 billion. No questions asked. It just happened. Yeah, the liquidity just isn't there. The timing just isn't right. And honestly, I will say, I do have a little bit more of a bearish take, not on it not working, but I think we're going to see one last sellout by the time they switch Fed chairs, because I think there is a little bit of sneaky stuff involved, and I think they want as little as possible for people to be involved in crypto before the big pump. And I think they're going to try to they're essentially going to try to make us think, okay, Powell's gone, we're going to the moon. Nah, they want to screw us over one last time. So I think early 2027, late 2026 is when you can expect things to really start rocketing off. I think the midterms will be a catalyst, because the midterms will either determine whether they're going to impeach Trump or whether he stays. And I think if the midterms go in favor of the Democrats, the market might actually react positively. Conversely, I liked what Veryhoodish says. If there is a tariff stimulus check that they push to try to get the Republicans to win, all of a sudden you can see how there's your extra liquidity right there. And then all of a sudden it's a game changer, because people, look, you don't even have to look for the future. A report came out, I think 2 days ago. Gen Z is already looking at risky assets as the way to go, because they don't have another option.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you from experience, we don't. There is no save to win. There is no invest in this or that to win. You are fireable the minute you get hired. The jobs are on risk of not existing because of AI to begin with, which is getting better. This year has really been the year for AI. Those who have been like really watching it, Claude and ChatGPT are on another level that they just did not used to be in last year. And I was using it last year. I know this from experience. I've been using it to write, to research. It's just a different beast.
It's so much better. I'd say it's like 1,000 times better than what it was a year ago. For almost all of AI, because I've been doing music, video, as well as chatbots and coding, all using AI, and every single one of them has got exponentially better, to the point where, like last year around this time, they were almost all like unusable. Like you could do stuff with them, but it was pretty basic. You couldn't like I've got songs I made, SPX songs from this time last year, and they sound very AI. And like you could easily tell. And now people question, like I question some of the songs I listen to on Spotify, like it's a random song. I'm like, I don't know if this is AI made or not. I cannot tell, right? And same like I don't know if you've seen Seed Dance for video creation. Have you seen that at all? It is insane. It is absolutely insane. I can't wait to get access to that because it's gonna like bring up the level of my videos, but it's not available yet in US or Australia. It's only China right now.
It's Chinese, yeah.
But it is amazing. It's really, really good. And same like you're talking about Claude and ChatGPT. Yeah, they've improved a huge amount. Again, they're not replacements for humans. They still don't really understand that they're not AGI, right? They're not able to fully reason things. They do have reasoning, but they're not replacing. Like they've done tests on how well can you get AI. Currently, this is only like a month ago, to do jobs for humans, and they said like 96% of the jobs that AI failed at doing. Obviously, that'll go up over time, but for now, what they're really, really good tools to make you and me more efficient. So people that understand how to use these tools, like you could probably cut 50% of the workforce of just about any company now, if the other 50% know how to use the AI tools. And that's the thing is, I saw a study on how many people in the whole world have actually used the AI tools. It's only 15%, and 14% of them have used the free ones.
Yeah.
So it's only about 1%.
Totally different.
Yeah, it's only 1% or less of people in the whole world that have used paid AI tools, and the free ones are on the old models, so they're pretty rubbishy. So basically, there's less than 1% of the world that's actually at the forefront, understanding how. And out of that 1%, there's only like 0.1% that are using the really best top tier tools. So I mean, if you're there as well, you understand how powerful they can be and how useful they can be. But we have an advantage right now to start using these tools ahead of everyone else, because I think it's going to be really important for building businesses and all sorts of things. And like I know 69 Cent might be coming on later, and he's big into business, and I know you are as well, Hoodish. When you run your own business, you no longer have a boss, right? And you want to put that extra money you make from it somewhere. And so I think SPX is the perfect place, because I know there's a pretty big narrative around like the only choice of investing is in SPX, which is probably true for like money long term. But if you're talking about like businesses, I think right now the best time to get into a business is now, using AI tools, being at the forefront of it. But yeah, it is going to take away jobs for sure, and that will again help SPX. So like there's this cycle where sort of everything is going to help us long term.
Yeah, it's definitely disruptive. I know you lean on it a lot more. I'm not as big into it, but I do use it a little bit. I don't use it for work, for the business at all. I try to be a little bit more hands-on with what I do, but it is disruptive. I can see it disrupting food sector a little bit. Like McDonald's and stuff like this they've gone to like the kiosk type thing and the massive tablets, and that's now put like an order taker out of work. If they start automating, someone on fries or burgers, then that puts out another 2 people, and then
they will, because there's machines that can do it, and it's going to be way cheaper. The machine might cost $10,000 for once off, and then it's saved like $100,000 a year. For sure.
It's definitely going to be disruptive in that sector. I think like in the finance sector, incredibly disruptive. I think, well, you work in law, man. So is it disruptive there as well?
Let me give you an example. And we actually discussed this because I'm taking an AI class, and we discussed this yesterday. 2 years ago, AI failed the bar. As of now, it passed it with like 95% accuracy. So the bar is the test you have to take to be a lawyer here in the US. And you ask yourself, okay, if the machine can take the bar exam, which lets you be a lawyer, it can theoretically also train someone to take that exam so they can be a lawyer, which leads to important questions. Why law school? Because if the purpose of law school to some degree is to change the way you think and to get you ready for the exam, and there's arguments over that, because I don't think it is at all, but that's a topic for another day. You start to ask yourself, well, hold on. If the machine's already capable of acing the test and getting somebody prepared to ace the test, why do I need to buy the study prep courses? Why do I need to engage in any of the, and by the way, they're not cheap. They're like 300, 500 bucks just for like the legal handbooks. And the test itself is like $300. And I'm glad you brought up automation, because guess what? The machine that does the fries doesn't ask for Friday off to go to his, brother's wedding. It doesn't have sick days. Their grandmas don't die. It's just, that's where really, even more so than cost, we're also, there's an intersection of production is going to be a lot cheaper, and also people are sick and tired of each other. They want to work from home. They want to complain. If the boss here is wait, the machine's not going to bitch and moan at me. It's like, it's already out of the window. Also, I apologize for cussing. I'm getting better at it, Jordan. I'm cussing.
Yeah, you are. I've noticed.
You're
I
great.
think the first 20 minutes, not a single swear word. Pretty good.
I know. It's a change. It's a change. But there I had to throw it out because it's really the mentality that a lot of bosses have, where they're sick of the generation. Whether they're right or wrong is irrelevant. The thing is, they have an alternative. They could go to the robot. The robot doesn't complain. And a lot of people say, oh, for like automated jobs, it's a little different. Well, Amazon workers are getting laid off. And Amazon is what you would think is a physical job, because it's like Amazon delivery drivers. I was in LA the other day to visit my brother. There's Waymo cars that don't need a driver. What happens to Uber drivers? And guess what? The Waymo is cheaper. So it's cheaper to go into a car with nobody in it, because you don't need the tip. You don't need to pay for the gas. Like, it's just a completely different.
Also safer, right? Because they're not going to fall asleep. They're not going to be on drugs. They're not going to lose concentration because their phone goes off or something.
And this might be a dark topic, but Uber actually has a rape case going on, where a lot of, I think an option came out the other day that women can choose to have only female drivers, because it was like something like 1 in every 8 Uber drivers or something has some sort of like sexual. And that's where you really start getting into, at what point do people start demanding this change and say, I want to go in the car that has nobody because I don't want to talk to someone.
Yeah, it's safer. Like I'd almost want my daughter to go in like a car like that, rather than like one with some random dude. Right?
Yeah, there's definitely a need to have it in some sectors, that's for sure. And it's very disruptive. But if someone's worried about like losing their job, I think they need to learn just how to use it, like a little bit at least. Like, it's better to know how to use something than to not use it. Like, look at boomers and computers and phones and stuff. They still don't get it. And like, it's not that hard to learn how to use a phone or a computer, like basic stuff. Like, so yeah, be tricky.
I just want to do a shout out to some of the guys in chat. We got Saucy, we got Raw Money, which I think is Nick. We got Caesar.
I reckon that's 1%. That's 1%, I think.
Yeah, because remember, all of them have different YouTube names.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's different names.
I'm pretty sure that's 1% now.
Tara. We got Andrew. We got the Grill Ape.
See, that's the same name. That's easy.
Bullishism.
And we got No Name.
No Name. Awesome. So No Name today.
No Name.
Everyone,
Sorry, No Name.
You're not doing anything after the show. No Name's running his first space.
Oh, is he?
On his own.
What time?
I helped him last night. Saucy and I were talking to him on spaces, and sort of like coached him through how to set up a space. So he's gonna run his first space today, so Juice can have a bit of a rest. Because that's another thing. Thanks to everyone who came and spoke in the 69-hour spaces. That was awesome. That was really
good, man.
We did that off no prep. Really massive thank you to Juice as well. He setting that up really late notice. Nick and I were like into him about it, and he made it happen. He made it happen really quickly, and we had really good support. People came up and spoke. People co-host. Nick ate a Sproto, and he was all over the timeline. It was crazy, pretty funny. But thanks everyone who did that, because what that does, in my opinion, is that's a bridge from like old Aeons to like the people who've come along in the last 18 months. And I think that's really important, because it just builds a community even more. So, and I know Mike did his 6.9 day spaces, which is, when you think about it, it's crazy, like actually crazy. The guy's like, he's nuts in the best way possible to get that done. But yeah, this was just our way of like sort of bridging that. And I think it was a success. So thanks everyone who participated.
Yeah, that was like, it was really fun. And I jumped on as much as I could. I was probably only on like 10 of those 69 hours. But man, it was really fun. And it was cool that I knew I could just jump on whenever, and there's always like someone there to talk to.
Yeah.
It was a little bit
things are being
addictive.
out of Jordan. So now like Aeon bro, he has got SPX spaces running all day, 24/7. So and he's automated it. Yeah. So at the start, you just jump in, you select you want to be listener or speaker, and that's it. It's just like a hangout. And so
I did see something the other day. So there's a 24/7 one now, is there?
Sorry, what's that?
You said there's a 24/7 one now.
Yeah. It's SPX spaces. So follow that account. I believe it's Aeon Bro's account.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Things just get born out of these like little events we do, and yeah, it's really cool. And you know, someone like Noname stepping up, talking, co-hosting, Brayon as well from Australia.
Yeah, Brayon, good to hear from. Yeah.
Really, really good fella. So yeah, everyone played their part. And if you do get an opportunity to listen to Ebby and Blaze, I think it was the Saturday one, which would be the Friday for the Americans.
That was some deep stuff.
Unbelievable. They were like trading back and forth, like ideas for like multiple hours. It was great.
Yeah, I think you said Ebby was on like 8 hours straight or something.
He put in a shift, and Blaze was just there like talking to him back and forth about really high level stuff. It was very cool to listen to. Yeah,
it was a little addictive, the spaces. I'm not sure, like almost in a bad way. We're like, ignore family, I want to go to spaces.
Yeah, go touch grass. Go have a break now. But
yeah, I was like camping and stuff, and still I want to jump on spaces.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I want to check on my music video I did. I'm not sure. I think you've seen it, Hoodish. Him hasn't seen it.
You sent me a clip.
So let's see how that looks on the screen there. Oh yeah, so that'll be full screen if I click this button.
Yep.
Yeah, good enough. All right, get ready.
No days off, no fear. And I don't clock out. I don't need a boss to talk me down. I don't need a bell to tell me go. I'm a long run engine, steady flow. They sprint hard, then they fade away. I stack days like a brick walkway. Every step makes the road more strong. Every night turns to dawn song. When it's quiet, I'm loud inside. When it's hard, I don't run, I ride. Aeons never clock out. We don't switch, we don't drop out. When it's storm, we don't flinch. We tighten up, we lock in. Aeons never clock out. We don't fall to the knockout. Time is ours, we don't doubt. We persist, no clock out. I've seen genius disappear in weeks. I've seen gurus crumble when they speak. But I'm here in the boring zone, where the winners build bone by bone. No spotlight, just grit and breath. No shortcuts, no silent theft. If it takes 10 years, cool with me. That's how legends learn to be. Aeons never clock out. We don't flinch, we don't drop out. When it's storm, we don't flinch. We tighten up, we lock in. Aeons never clock out. We don't fall to the knockout. Time is ours, we don't doubt. We persist, no clock out.
So what do you guys think?
Sounds like
Very
a
nice.
wrestling intro.
A little bit like WWE wrestling type
Like a
music.
wrestling intro, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Did you? So you know you were the drummer there, right?
I saw that. I think AI has just made me look like this really attractive, jacked beast.
Hey, you can't complain. You know, it's pretty bad.
It was like Seb was on the weird double guitar thing,
Yeah, I
and it
saw
was like Unc was both the he had like an axe guitar, but he was also like literally boxing. So yeah.
So why was Unc so short?
No, that guy was huge.
Oh, okay, the guy was huge.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
was that 69 cent at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, also,
Yeah.
just
It was
like
a lightning spear. So I might have to have him in the next Aeon of Light episode.
our souls are all trapped in this like video game music show.
What do you think, him? Did you like it? Was it fun?
I liked it a lot. I thought it was pretty creative. I like Hoodish covered it pretty well. It seems like it's got a WWE vibe to it.
Yeah,
Nice.
I mean that's sort of what I was going for, more or less. Yeah. And I like if you listen, like the lyrics are talking about like driving, and he's in the car. There's talking about a storm, and the guy's like sailing, and so like knockout, obviously, is knocking the guy out and being knocked down and stuff. So I tried to like make it fairly dynamic, and yeah, I just thought it was a really fun video clip, and so that took me a number of hours.
How long did that take to make that one there?
Probably 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And you were just prompting it what you wanted, make it do this and that. Yeah, and it was doing
for 2 minutes. For 2 minutes, it took me 4 or 5 hours. Yeah. Which apparently, speaking to some of these other guys that do their 2-minute videos, they said that's pretty good. Sometimes they spend like 20 hours on 2 minutes.
Or 60 hours, 70 hours.
That's because they but that's because they have like 100 flickering scenes inside like 1 second. So I'm doing like 10 to 15 second clips, whereas these guys are like grabbing out multiple images per second, which is crazy. That's why they take hours and hours for their ones, or tens of hours, I should say.
Yeah, they appreciate people make videos. Crazy.
Probably similar for like my Aeon of Light. They're about 5-6 minutes long. They take me about 10 to 20 hours. So. But yeah, AI is getting better and longer. So it used to only do 8-second clips. Now it does 15-second clips. And I think Dance 2.0 does 20-second clips.
Yeah.
So as those clips get longer, and I can get better at prompting, and they also do multi-shots where they can actually do different scenes in the one shot. So when that's happening, it's actually making it way easier and faster for me. For instance, the multi-shot, I don't need to use all the shots. If in that 15 seconds, I only use 4 or 5 of those seconds, that's still way better than older generations where it's one shot and you just have to throw out the whole shot if it's bad. If that makes sense?
Yep.
So now, like I can cut between some of the different scenes it does in the multi-shot, and it's like a lot more of the footage is usable now than it used to be per generation. I believe there was some stats. It was like 1 in 10 you could use per generation for video like a few months ago. Now it's more like 50-50. And I've heard Dance is as good as like 9 out of 10 you want to use. It's like 90% hit rate. So I can't wait to get access to that. I'm using mostly Clean 3.0 right now. It's sort of the best one that's out worldwide, but you saw like the combat is not too bad, like in the boxing, but it's not great either. Like it looked pretty good, and it sort of slows it down a bit, like a bit of slow motion, like when they're punching and stuff. But the Dance 2.0, I don't know if you guys seen any of the fight scenes they have. It's just absolutely insane.
I saw the one with like Frieza from Dragon Ball Z coming through, and there was like the Marvel like characters. Yeah.
And you can get like people have been doing like Bruce Lee versus Jackie Chan and Jet Li and all these fights you want to see that never happened. So it's really fun. And
my cat out, being so annoying.
The weird thing with Dance 2.0 is it somehow pulls out their personality too, just from its like database. So like Jackie Chan is like silly, and like Bruce Lee's like sort of serious but a little bit of fun, and like it even like does mannerisms and stuff that they have just because it knows them as characters from lots of content, I guess.
Yeah, very smart.
Especially, I guess, more Chinese people as well, because it's probably trained on Chinese data. So that's why Jackie Chan and stuff probably has the most data. But yeah, it's fun. It's just fun making those things. I like to use all the tools as for creativity purposes. It's going to be really, really interesting next, I don't know, 10 years to see how all that stuff evolves. And like you're talking about him, the driverless cars is pretty big now. Tesla is actually doing full self-driving all around the world pretty much now, including Melbourne now. People are driving like Melbourne to Sydney and stuff for full self-driving, and basically 0 interventions or like 1 or 2 interventions over like 10 hours, which, if you think that's pretty dangerous, because like if you're driving 8 hours and you haven't had to touch it, and then suddenly you have to touch the wheel, it might be a little confusing to your brain when you do need to take over. You're so long of not doing anything. I think Elon Musk said it once. Like the most dangerous time period is where it's really, really, really good but not perfect. But they've got they're building the robo taxis. Have you guys seen them? They're like
Yeah,
these
I looked
gold
into them a lot.
cars.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah,
They're doing a lot of cool things, Tesla.
Yeah, look, the future is like there's a really good timeline we can go towards where everything becomes super cheap, super automated, super easy to do. It will be hard to make money from work and stuff. So that's where it'd be best to own assets and own tokens like SPX and Bitcoin, and businesses still. I think Hoodish, like I think like your business sort of thing, that'll probably just be more automated, but you'll still be able to own it.
Yeah.
So you'll probably be in a very, very good position because your output will
I'd be
probably
done
be like
by then,
double,
mate.
and your costs will be down.
I'd be done by then. I like human connection too much. I'd rather be a brokey and talk to people.
Yeah, Mr. SPX holder.
Yeah, I just like people. People are good. If
No,
it
I
goes
understand.
down that way, I'm out.
Yeah, I used to work in McDonald's, and it was really fun. My favorite thing was working at McDonald's and just chatting with all the people and having fun.
Yeah.
And same as when I worked pizza delivery, like my favorite thing was being in like the back room, folding the pizza boxes and just chatting to all the guys and girls there.
Yeah, it's nice, like getting to talk to your team and stuff like that. Yeah, we're all friends.
But if you look at the utopian version of this, right, it's that we don't have to work those jobs, and instead we could be hanging out with people in person.
Yeah.
So it's not like people go away. It's more like people don't have to necessarily be clung to different jobs.
I like the way you think, Jordan, but you are the optimist.
I am the optimist. Yeah.
Not to mention, I think part of the beauty of people don't talk about what's nice about the human struggle. Part of what was cool about you working at a pizza shop was you were shooting the shit with people who were like, man, like this dough is taking it's freaking long to make. Like it's a pain in the butt. It's hard to do. Like I used to work at a bar, and part of what bonded us together was when you were working long hours, when you had to close late and open up early the next day. If everything is done for us to some extent, I think people would go crazy because you remove the purpose from them. A lot of people.
You mean like in the Matrix, where you said that the first Matrix is the perfect Matrix, and they lost full crops because the people couldn't handle everything being too easy?
No, it sounds like a joke, but it's true. I'll give you a great example. Video games have, by the entire measure, by any measure you want it, they've gotten so much easier and so much more accessible. Great example is Pokemon, which an older version of a Pokemon game came out, which was a remake of an even older version, but that version came out in 2004. You compare it to a Pokemon game now. The Pokemon game now, all your Pokemon level up at once. They all have the experience share. The gyms are easy. Your rivals are nice little, and nobody likes them. They might buy them because you don't want to be left out or whatever. But nobody right now, ever since the older version came out, it's still number 1 and number 2 because they come out in 2 versions. They've been top 2 games in the Nintendo eShop for the past 2 weeks ever since they came out. Why? Because people are remembering why they liked them in the first place, which was not everything was handed to you. People like earning things.
So I'll tell you why. Sorry. I know you.
No, please go ahead.
It's because they've now relied on creating like dopamine inducing loops to keep people playing by like making them super excited by just throwing stuff at them all the time, making it all pretty looking, right? Lighting up the parts of their brain. But like you're saying, it's not difficult. And like as we all grew up with video games that were actually difficult, and there was no guides, and it wasn't easy, it wasn't automated, and you had to lose a lot to like learn to win, right? And I think that's why you're saying like those older games are coming back and being more popular. Because I remember I played Zelda. Do you remember Zelda on like
it's my favorite
on like
series.
the Game Boy, and it would take like 5-6 hours to play through it. and you'd get stuck in all these different parts, and you'd die and have to keep going over and over. And just like black and white, very basic game. I mean, I had the Game Boy Color, had like 4 colors or something, but it was mostly just black and white, and it was hard. It was a really hard game to clock, to like finish it.
It felt like you earned something when
Yeah.
you got to that
Yeah.
puzzle that had you for 5 days. I'll give you a great example. When I used to play Pokemon Fire Red, because it came out when I was 4 years old, I spent an entire year trying to beat the second gym leader because I picked Charmander. And the second gym leader for Misty, if you pick Charmander, good luck. She's going to whoop you, because that Starmie with her special attack and Water Pulse, which might confuse you, you're done for. But the thing is, I will never forget that memory of being a 5-year-old and just trying so hard with Charmeleon until the point where he leveled up so much by beating her first Pokemon that he was just too strong enough to take the hits. And it was one of those things where now it's with everything. I'll give you a great example. Who reads the newspaper anymore? You just log on to Twitter. A lot of young people aren't having sex because they have access to pornography as well. The dopamine of just being able to go on your phone, checking something, a naked picture, as opposed to having to ask someone out, risk them not liking you, risk them, being like, maybe next time. People just don't want to compete anymore. But ironically, even great example as well, DoorDash versus cooking your own meal. It might be convenient to get a burrito delivered to you, but ignore the cost for a second. Why is it that we can have food delivered to us? We can see naked pictures of anybody online and, get the sexual arousal that people want. We can have video games that are spoon-fed to us and give us as many. Why are people miserable then? Because there's beauty in struggle. There's beauty in trying to earn what you want to do. Part of what makes it great about a date being successful isn't that you have the sex. It's the fact that it took effort for you to get that. It took effort for you to be like, do you like me? Is this a connection?
Or how much? Generally, you have a bunch of rejections before that too, right?
Correct. Same with cooking. Your first dishes are awful. Your first dishes make somebody want to cry. But after after the 10th time you've cooked the same meal, all of a sudden your girlfriend isn't throwing up. She's like, this is good. This is great. And you feel euphoria, because it is there's beauty in humans getting things wrong and eventually getting them right, in building something and having it. I mean, look at Musk, for example, with his rockets. His first attempt sucked, and now he is Mr. Rocket. And I think part of and by the way, he's someone who is bullish on AI and clearly, has a stake in it with Grok. But what's so interesting about it is that we've almost removed the challenges from life, and people as a result have only gotten more miserable across the board.
Yo, Clay.
No shout outs. Nice.
Yeah, so I gotta go through these because people like to be
please.
seen, and I like to thank people for coming in.
I agree with you, bro. I think people are looking for the path to least resistance more and more and more and more and more. And that's what it is. And why do something that takes effort when you can get something now? But that's why people who are willing to go to the gym, go for a run, read, do these things that are like hard, those people are like getting ahead in life. And they feel better.
Look, I think we're
higher energy because they're doing those hard things. It's like, it's good to be comfortable being uncomfortable sometimes. Like living in la la land, comfort land all the time, being spoon-fed is not good for the human. Like the human's still an animal. It needs to be worked. It needs to do something.
And the music stops after a while. That's the issue.
Yeah. We lose purpose, like you said before. And as soon as you lose purpose, well, everything goes downhill from that. Like everything. It's very hard to get out of that as well. Like you get depressed, stressed, all the negative emotions roll in, hard to get out of bed. But yeah.
But this reminds me of like the creator economy. I think I've been talking about this in a few episodes now.
Yes.
And like us three here, we're all creators, right? We're always trying to put content out or go in spaces. We're contributing to the space. We're contributors, or you could say creators. I think we definitely will go more towards the creator / consumer divide, where it's just like people that just want to sit in the bum and watch content and like be spoon-fed everything. That's what they'll get. And then the people that are creating the content, they're going to get maybe a bit more value for their effort. And so I think maybe that's probably where all the money will be in creating value for others, which I mean, that's where it's always been. But
Yeah.
the divide will be bigger because there won't be those day jobs, right? When all the day jobs are automated, what's left is, like you said, hoodish human connection. And when we're creating content online, it's actually a human doing it, not AI, right? It is a connection you get with someone, even if it's through a screen. And I think that'll still be prevalent even after there's like, so many AI avatars and everything. And instead of like a lot of these like AI avatars, they look perfect all the time. And as you've been saying, like him as well, we don't really always want things to look perfect. So people will go towards the more imperfect humans that, their skin's not perfect, their hair's not perfect, the set's not perfect, the lighting isn't necessarily perfect. It might look nice, but it's not perfect. And so I think we're actually going to be lucky being creators, and anyone who's watching this that wants to create something, go out and create something, because I think that's going to be the way forward for the future. Is going to be a lot of automation, a lot of people that are creating stuff that are getting back value for it, and there'll also be a large amount of people that are just end up being consumers, because that's what they've. I mean, that's overall that's what the education system does. It turns people into consumers without much forefront. I mean, if you're listening and watching this, you're probably not in that category anyway, because you're thinking about alternatives like SPX6900.
Yeah.
But there are, there are a lot of, I don't want to say lazy people, but people that have been taught to just watch, like sit and watch and just follow the herd.
Just do the easy thing. Actually,
in the Matrix, the last Matrix, they called them sheeple. I don't know if you saw that scene near the end. And that made me laugh so hard. I was like, sheeple, I've never heard that word before.
That's actually a good segue, man. Those things I sent you on X, did you go through them in the first 5 minutes?
Oh, I don't think I saw any.
Okay. Run through them, because a couple of those sort of like go into the creator thing, and definitely I don't consider myself a creator. I'm just a yapper, but I would say you both are. With what you're doing, especially, you've got your own shop, Jordan, you make merch, you do all these things, plus you're making music. That's to me is creating. And then what him's doing with your YouTube, mate, I'm the first to tell you, I'm proud of you, man. Like,
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You've done a lot in the last, I think it's really like the last 3 months, it's just gone nuts. So, keep that up, because that's going to be big. You're going to be big on YouTube with your gaming, and just even like taking the feedback the way you did. Like someone said, thumbnail, and bang, done that. Your YouTube just looks a stack cleaner.
And even Jordan, who was like, you should cuss less. And now every time I cuss, I'm like, hold on.
Yeah,
Jordan, he might be watching. I gotta cuss less.
Now when you cuss though, there's like weight to it. It's important. Cussing still happens.
Yeah, yes. Especially
Jordan,
in the Spanish
ones. I love listening to you talk in Spanish and play FIFA. I watch every
First off, Hoodish, I appreciate you, because you truly are like one of the biggest, if not the biggest supporter. Every time I post something, I instantly see favorited, retweet. I appreciate that more than you will ever know. But to anyone who's wondering whether to start, the best thing I can give you is this isn't something that I'm even doing because I'm like, oh, my dream is to be big on YouTube. It's because when I was 12 years old, I always thought, I want to play video games on YouTube. And then, one day you wake up and you're 26 and you're like, okay, what is really the goal of life? The goal of life is to do the things that will make it so that when you inevitably, if hopefully you're lucky, die in a hospital bed surrounded by loved ones, you can think to yourself, I have no regrets. I have nothing that I missed out on doing. I was able to live a full life, a life full of love, of opportunity. But, now I'm at a point where not only have I started to, because I enjoyed it from the start, but now, most of my videos, I'm like, oh, wow, they're cracking 100 views each. And I upload like 2 or 3 per day. So it's not even like, oh, there's 1, there's 2. And then now it's almost become like a second job. And to me, it's like, oh, wow, it's been 5 months because I started it in November, I think. And it's like, oh, wow, I'm about to crack 1,000 subscribers. It suddenly becomes real. You're like, oh, my God, people actually are watching me play these games. And it makes you think twice about how you talk. It makes you think twice about what you're doing. It becomes a skill in itself. And anyone who wants to start anything, the best time to start it is right now. It's right now. It's not because of a market condition. It is because tomorrow is never guaranteed. It's as simple as that. It is because you truly don't have as much time on this earth as everyone wants. Not even because people always think it's, oh, I might die at a young age. You might live until 75, but you might never live, which is, I think, is worse.
Agreed.
There's some people, like, for example, everybody remembers Heath Ledger from The Batman because that Joker performance is unreal. It's one of the best performances you could ever see on a screen. It's like the guy literally went crazy to play the Joker, and he died very young, but he lived. You know, he had that thing where, like, he will pretty much always be remembered. And that obviously that's not the goal to die young, but the goal is to live a life where it does not matter the age where you go, hopefully to heaven, but the age where you truly realize it's up to you to do the things you want to do. It is not, it's not like you have helped me, Hoodish, in promoting the YouTube. Jordan has helped me in refining it, but neither of you can come to my house and be like, make sure you record. Make sure you do this. It has to come out of yourself. It has to come. Same with your spaces. Same with Jordan selling merchandise. It has to come from within. And I encourage anyone who's like afraid. Like, who was it that you mentioned is doing their first space? I really want to be there just to support.
No name.
What time?
No name.
It'll be in 2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours, 7 minutes.
When does this wrap up?
This wraps up.
Well,
soonish.
we usually do 2 or 3 minutes, like we usually do around 1 hour, which is a few minutes away. But I think 69 Cent might, 69 Cent might have the wrong time, so he may just turn up.
Yeah, I don't mind this one going a bit longer anyway, as long as you guys are okay with it.
Yeah, this is fun. Are you having fun?
I don't mind going like 20, 30 minutes longer if he shows up, because I don't know what time was he supposed to, like, what time
It was originally at 9 a.m. I told him, and then I realized last night that it was actually time had changed because of the daylight savings time. So I told him last night. I said it's 8 a.m. if that's okay. And he I don't think he's seen my message, so he's probably just going to turn up at 9.
He might be at the gym.
Well, why don't we run it for like 20 more minutes, see if he turns up, and if not, we'll call it a day.
Yeah,
totally fine with that. I have nothing to do.
Normally, I set these up 2 or 3 days ahead, and I've been a bit slack, and so I need to make sure next week I'm going to make sure I get it on it early, because that way everyone knows what's happening a bit earlier. But yeah, it happens to be the one time I did it one day before is also the daylight savings change, so that's my bad. Check out this. So the official Amsterdam conference is now fully updated live.
So it's 59 days till Amsterdam.
And tickets are 69 SPX, right?
Yeah. So if you are in Europe, get your ticket. Get your ticket as soon as possible and attend this. This is very cool. There are people coming from the US. I think there are people coming from Australia. Not me, but I would love to go. But yeah, very, very cool. The work.
All people talking, right? There's all the people talking.
Yes. But the work T-Dog has put in on this and others, like Mike as well, outrageous.
Burad's going to be there as well. That's sick.
There you go. I didn't even know that. STPC is still making a documentary for it as well. He's putting in a lot of work and a lot of hours. I did read this morning he's working full-time on that now.
Yeah, so, I spoke to him, and man, he's working really hard.
Really hard. So there's a lot of cool people doing a lot of cool things to get this event going. I believe they've already sold like 60 tickets. So that's cool.
I think there's more turn people have confirmed coming, so I'm not sure.
I think so too. I think they probably.
And to anyone who hasn't gone, Amsterdam is an amazing city. So, like, truly, if you haven't gone, this is like opportunity to. Amsterdam is a wonderful place to visit. It is gorgeous. It's going to be the summer as well, pretty much. It's going to be May almost. So summer's right around the corner. The weather should be beautiful. You can bike. You can literally have some of the most delicious food, because I was there last January in Amsterdam. It was absolutely gorgeous. I would recommend it to anybody. So, and if by any chance you think you can't make it to the UK, there's going to be a South Carolina one in a few months as well.
The next slide,
look out for that one
as well. I think that's the next slide. But yeah, you go to the home of Jasper in the Netherlands and go bump into him, chat to him, and get around everyone. This is exactly what him was talking about. So South Carolina, that's the next event. I believe Southern Fried Chat has it all sorted now with the donations that people sent, which is great. But yeah, same sort of thing. I've retweeted this and bookmarked this one. So yeah, I would suggest having a bit of a read.
Yeah, cool. I'm gonna reshare it right now.
True in real life events happening.
Yeah. So, and we're also going to do one in Australia in July. I think it's 11th, July 11th, something like that.
Oh, I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, it's for any Aeon, but we have nope, it was July. Oh, sorry, yeah, July 11th. Yeah, July 11th in Melbourne. I'm still, we still want to get numbers up because right now we only have like 5 Aeons. We've got more. We've got about 20 Australian Aeons in the Australian Aeons chat group. If anyone from Australia wants to join us, yeah, we need to get like more people confirmed coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, very likely to run that one. I think between Hoodish, Drew, I'm sure we could all pull in at least a couple more people each.
I think we can get 50.
50? You're way optimistic, man.
Oh,
I've done
like
many meetups. I've done many meetups, especially in crypto, and
Yeah.
I've never seen numbers like that in Australia.
The
but
one
let's
thing
try.
I'm really good at doing, unfortunately, it's really annoying, is getting people to come to things. Like football, getting people to register or getting people to sign up or come to training.
Is that one of your superpowers? That's one of the Hoodish's superpowers.
I wish it wasn't one of my superpowers, but it is, unfortunately. And the amount of people I've onboarded, I think I could probably bring like 15. So those people like DCA every day. And
how many live in Melbourne or around, not too far?
What's that, dude?
How many live in Melbourne?
Probably 3 or 4, and then the rest would just come from SA. The trip from South Australia to Melbourne is not too bad because you can drive if you want, but you can fly.
It's 1 day drive, really.
It's 1 hour flight.
Morning. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that would be cool. But yeah, South Carolina and Amsterdam, very, very cool. Very, very cool things.
Very awesome. And I will also share your tab, with so day 38.
Let's go, baby. Day 38.
Oh wow, you're really getting up there, the numbers.
Man's going to be this week, I reckon.
Are you getting people that aren't Aeons? Like, are you getting just random people joining you?
That's why I put the link to sub. So here's the thing. There's 2 ways that probably 3. One is just talking to people in real life and just being like, hey, if you're my friend, please sub. Obviously, use the friend card. 2 is Twitter. So like that is posted on my page. It's not necessarily like limited to Aeons. Because here's the thing. I didn't start the day 30 whatever, or the day 1, if you want to call it that way, at 0. I don't remember what number I started, but credit to Aeons. And again, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. The minute I created a YouTube channel, it almost shot up to 100 instantly.
I was about to say, you had 100 something when you started, right? Like 140 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was instant because Aeons just subscribed without content. I had one video, which was about SPX.
That was a good video, though. That was a banger video. I did watch it.
Yeah, but I remember the first thing that was told to me was, oh, it was too long. And I thought, you know what? You're probably right. So I've been thinking how to do something like that, but shorter. But I don't know what the limit should be, like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. People's attention spans are shot.
Yeah,
they really are.
I generally do like 3 minutes to like 10-minute videos these days. Yeah,
but I don't know how I can talk about, like, maybe if I do like top 5 reasons to look in SPX, that sort of thing. But even then, I'd still see that taking like 10 to 15 minutes.
You don't cut your videos much, do you? Like, you don't do much editing. So because I don't do any editing. 15 minutes of rambling and I'll condense it down to like 5 minutes of content. So I cut like over half of it.
Huh. That might be something I should look into because I just post it raw.
Well, you save a lot of time raw because I spend like it takes an hour to go through and edit. Sometimes it takes 2 hours. So like, notice almost all the big YouTubers, they spend like 3-4 times more time. It's like 10 times more time on the editing than they do on the shooting. So they might shoot a 10-minute video or 20-minute video and they edit down to like a few minutes. But that takes them hours and hours to go through and get it all perfect, especially if you're adding other things like pictures and links and other things like that. Woohoo! Yeah. We do have another guest.
Oh, there he is.
What's going on?
What's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? What's up?
You're on the run with us.
Bro, I'm so sorry. I fucking misread it. I thought it was 9 a.m. this morning.
It was 9 last week.
It's daylight savings. You're forgiven. Don't worry.
Daylight savings change and buggered us up.
No, fucking yeah. Sorry, guys. An hour late anyway.
Oh, good, man. Looks like a nice blue day out there. Where are you?
I'm Sunshine Coast. Yeah,
Oh, that's
sunny
sick.
coast.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
It's
Yeah, that's
blah
awesome,
blah. It's
man.
really nice here. Yeah, I just do my morning walk out this area. It's really nice. So usually
That's
try to
awesome. And
stay off
how's
the
business
phone and
going for you?
devices for a bit. How's the business?
Yeah.
I got a couple businesses actually. They're doing well. One I sold like 5 months ago. That was really like worked out really well. And then yeah, I've got like a furniture restoring business as well. Basically just grab like old couches, old free sort of stuff you get off marketplace, and either you grab it for free or a couple $100 and you sell it for 500 to 1,000 type thing. Basically just reselling different items. It's actually worked out really well. I did it when I was younger as a side hustle, and then I was like, fuck, I could actually like make good money doing this. Like,
That's awesome. And yeah, and I don't know, you got a few minutes to chat? Are you going to be on
yeah,
for the
yeah,
Yeah.
bro, yeah, sure do.
Can you tell
Yeah.
us your story with how you found SPX?
Well, I was just in the meme coin trenches. I was like in PopCat, made a fair bit of money on PopCat. Was kind of like, what are these meme coins? I'm like so confused, but I'm so intrigued with what these things are. And then Mung, actually, I followed like a couple of his posts prior in different coins that he was in before SPX, and he put out a post. It sounded like super enlightened, like it's just like, oh my god, this is the next sort of, this is kind of what meme coins are like. And then a couple of weeks later, Murad drops his token. Was it token 29?
Yeah, token 49.
49, sorry. And yeah, that just made everything go fucking absolute crazy, and I was kind of like in shock. Sadly, I didn't have too many coins at the time, before that. But then, yeah, ever since pretty much that Murad speak, I've just been full SPX. I've been in and out of different commodities. I made a fair bit of money with silver recently. I do trade a couple of other sort of metals and Alphabet. I did pretty well over that over the last couple of years.
You had a hard time last year, right, with SPX? Got
Fuck
drained?
yeah.
Tell us, man. Tell us what happened. Tell us what happened.
Forced me to sell my business, and yeah, I lost, like, I got all my tokens taken pretty much. So basically my computer got hacked. Someone had control of my computer. And then, yeah, basically sold everything. So it wasn't just SPX as well. It was other things as well. I was like 90% allocated in SPX. But it was enough money that I was like thinking I was going to retire off it.
Yeah, you told me, man. That sucks.
Yeah.
But
life
that
turned
gave
around,
you a
man.
fire, right? They gave you a fire, and you've burned with that fire, and you've got more SPX now than you ever had, right?
Yeah, by a bit too, like nearly 40% more than I've ever had.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
You've got like this awesome comeback story.
Yeah, to be honest, it was like I had a building company, right? So I did house raising and restumping. So I had a building company.
Oh, the sound's breaking up.
I was like, fuck,
the sound's breaking up.
Yeah, that's right. I'll try. Is that better?
Yeah. Oh,
I'm just on my phone.
damn! It was doing well up until then.
That's tough. I was interested in the story too. I was.
Yeah. I'm keen. I'm keen to hear the rest of that story.
See if you can get him back. I'm curious. That's terrible that happened. So what? He got drained, Jordan. Do you know a bit about it or not?
Yeah. Because I thought his account was hacked next, so I wasn't sure what's happening.
So bad, man.
Sorry, guys.
You're on, mate.
Yeah, I think it's back.
Slightly, we can hear you, but we can't see you.
Yeah, we can hear you, can't see you.
Okay. Well, at least you can hear me, hey?
Yeah.
That's one of them. But yeah, it's definitely been a journey. I was ready to call it quits, to be honest, and then I was like, I had a point, and I was like, either I go balls deep and try regain all my tokens, or I just give up. And I'm not one to give up, so it was the latter, and I had to. Yeah, but it worked out pretty well actually, because I had like all these building contracts, and I was like, I've got an opportunity here where I could sell my company for a little bit of money, not a crazy amount, And then, so I did that, and then pretty much, pretty much
Lost him.
making money is the other business that I sold. So I didn't, the good thing about building industry, I suppose. Yeah, pretty quick one to make money.
My
It's
name's
good,
falling off.
especially in Australia.
Yeah, it sounds like you had a really good comeback. That's awesome, man. Oh, you there?
But yeah, what have you guys
Yeah,
been talking
yeah.
about today? Because I didn't hear any of it. I only just saw your message before. I was like, holy fuck, I'm late.
Yeah, no, all good, man. It's early for us. It's earlier in Australia. All these people in US, they're like
It keeps
after,
doing it. I
after
can't hear
work
you
and stuff.
guys.
You can't hear us?
That's okay, bro. We'll get you on again.
Oh,
We'll,
yeah.
we'll
Of course,
get
I
you on
just
another
ruined
time.
everything. Join, can't hear nothing.
You didn't ruin anything. It was lovely to see you.
Yeah, yeah.
They can't hear us, so.
Talk soon, bro. We'll get you back. We'll get you back on.
There he is.
Oh,
Wait,
hold
we can see something.
Can he hear us, though?
Should I remove him from the screen?
He cooked. He cooked.
Maybe
That's
call
all
it
right. We'll
quits
get
and
him
we'll,
back.
like,
I'll
have
just
him
get
on
him back.
another week.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And he tried. He tried.
Yeah,
Before-
we're almost there. Almost there.
He's
Hey,
good.
at least he showed up. We gave him 20 minutes, and
He
you know
did.
he popped in halfway through.
He did show up. I want to hear the rest of his story. Maybe we'll get on next time for like a full
Yeah,
show.
for sure.
But yeah, thanks him for explaining your journey. So you're only 102 subs away from 1,000.
And then after 1,000, it's 10,000, 100,000, because that's the spirit. It's look, honestly, first off, thank you two specifically. Thank you to every Aeon who subscribed. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I mean, I feel like a kid when I do these things because you're not just making me happy, you're making 12-year-old me happy who always wanted to do this, never got the chance to. And it wasn't because of money or time, it's because of excuses. I just, never got around to it because you could say, oh, well, you were 12. But there's a lot of 12-year-olds out there who started a YouTube channel and became wildly successful. I think like Mr. B started at like 15 years old. He was a kid when he started. So really, you never get any younger. You never get more time. Because again, money you can get back. A lot of stuff in life you can't recover. Family, time, that sort of stuff. So cherish it. And honestly, that's why I want to thank each and every one of you guys for subscribing, for just being very kind to me, being very open. And honestly, I got to say, the one thing that SPX has changed in me is I don't trade anymore. I just don't. I just don't like it. I don't have the time for it. In fact, if anything, YouTube keeps my time between school and YouTube and between SPX already telling me not to trade and the market being terrible. I have no incentive and no desire to. I just don't want to do that anymore ever again, to be quite honest. And I think I caught the top of it getting worse because now, as I mentioned at the beginning, with prediction markets, I think it's going to get really bleak. I think it's going to get I think we're going to enter dark territory, and then you're going to see a lot of people like sort of reel.
We've
back
already
from-
seen some dodgy stuff with that, right? Where like it's predictions, but then people go and like they jump on the football field or whatever just so they get the bet
Yeah.
right, and then they might get fined $500, but they just made 100 grand or whatever.
Yeah, gross.
Yeah. And the problem is, like, for example, let's say betting markets start for players getting injured. What stops someone from coming into the field and injuring a player or trying or doing something stupid? That's what really worries me.
Yeah, that's not good.
Because I use the example of death, but maybe that's like a bit too extreme. But people will certainly be like, there's a bet going on about a certain player not making it to the playoffs, push him into the field. You might not hurt him, but you're going to see a lot of shenanigans that really are going to show just how dark these things really are, I think.
I agree.
So it should be basically outlawed, right? Prediction market.
But it won't. That's the thing. I think there's going to be a congressional stock ban passed just to make us feel better about ourselves. But this is much. Mung, actually, full credit to him. He talked about this. I think Cow did too. This is much better than stocks for politicians to bet on because it's still not regulated by securities. It's a lot easier to get this information, and it's instant. Stocks, you have to wait for the price to go up, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah,
If you know that Trump is going to go into Venezuela tonight, that's all you need, and you make 4 times, 5 times, 10 times, and all you need to do is have the right amount of money. You're golden.
Yeah, it's gross.
That's
Absolutely gross.
May as well be just called manipulation market.
Yeah, that's what a lot of markets
That's
are anyway.
That's what it is.
It's fully manipulated all the time.
Well, the stock market's like that too, right? I assume
Yeah.
you guys probably know how much the
100%
stock
gross.
market's manipulated.
Yeah, but now you can even bet on like words said in speeches. And again, there's speech drafters. There's people
That's
who already
crazy, man.
know. No,
That's
and again,
crazy.
you can always bet on no. So that's where it gets really tricky. You can hype up that there's going to be a speech from the president about immigration. All of a sudden, the no options are really cheap, and you don't say a certain word in the speech. Bang! It's insane. Like once you start realizing how easy it is to game it, you realize this is a different beast. From
But
stocks.
who like someone has to verify this, right? They have to verify that.
So I'll give you a great example, and I think this is a good place to finish on. But there was a betting line of when the Ayatollah would be removed, but he died in the strikes.
Yeah.
And so they said, well, technically he wasn't removed, he died, and morally we can't. So everyone who bet yes on that lost their money.
Interesting. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Disgusting stuff. Like
It's insane. It's far beyond what I thought the levels we could reach to, but I think it's an easier manipulable market than crypto and even like stocks.
I'm not sure this means exactly, but pretty funny comment there.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh. Green face smiling.
Yeah. Well, before we go, I guess if you haven't subscribed to Kim's YouTube, you should probably do that. If you like the guy, he's a nice guy, so do it. But get him to 1,000, and then we'll get him to 10, and then think about how many people he will reach with talking about SPX. It's like it's super special and it's important. And I think you've come a long way since I've known you, man. What, 9 months, 10 months? I think I've known you since we were on Spaces, and you know, I was listening to you before I was even into Spaces, and you spoke so passionately and really clean for a 24, 25-year-old. And you knew a lot about issues that a lot of 24, 25, 26-year-olds don't give a shit about. And I think that's why immediately you and I connected. And I think, I think you're going to do some really cool things, man, with your channel. So keep it up, stay the course. You'll do really well.
I appreciate that, guys. And thank you guys for having me on. It was a great experience. Be sure to subscribe to Aeons Online, because honestly, I mean, it's great guests every time it's on here, and it's a great way to get to actually, it's one thing to see a post. It's one thing to hear someone's voice on a space, but to see them live, you get to see how they react. You get to see what they talk about. You get to see what they're like. I think this is a wonderful idea. I think it's been nothing but successful. And you two are every single day giving it all for the Cognisphere. So thank you, for that. Thanks for the support for the YouTube channel. And thanks for having me on. I had a great time.
Yeah, this is fun, man. This is fun. Thanks for coming on. Yeah, well, I'm going to chuck the little outro on now. You guys all ready to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. Well, thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks, lads.
Enjoy our outro, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Keep listening.
SPX6900 homemade DCAeon. SPX. Go in.